and as always I was on Pinterest and I found the coolest thing ever to attempt to draw. Personally, this is how it turned out and I'm pretty pleased with it. And if you guys would like to know how to make this super easily, then stay tuned to the rest of this video. Okay guys, so we're gonna start this out by making a half kind of oval shape down, and then I'm going to loop it right around in here, and now we're going to stretch it out like that. Okay, so now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and make it a little bit more circular. We're going to go ahead and add some details to it. I'm going to make it a little bit fatter, so I'm just going to brush my pencil just like this. I'm going to make this all even. This way too we can get a more of the perfect kind of ovalish shape. Okay, so right now we have this kind of an outline, and now we're going to take down this little line that basically makes it more into like an oval shape, and we're just going to completely shade this in. We're going to make it more of the shade later, but we're just going to block it out so we don't have this inside of our drawing. Okay, now that we have this, we're going to create another tiny, like a tear duct line going down here, because if you look at your eye, you have the same kind of look. So that's what we're going to just do, just kind of have a tiny little outline right over the eye. End it right there. Okay, now we're going to fill this in as well. Okay, so now that we have this, we're going to fill in this very lightly. And now we're going to make this extra dark, the very first line that we had. So we can actually have more like a visual of where the lines are. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and start making this darker as well. Also going to make it a little bit fatter. It's basically just like playing with the lines, because this is going to be where the eyeliner is. So if you were a girl, you kind of know how that goes. If not, then just make it a little bit thicker. A little bit more rounder, just kind of make it almost a perfect kind of oval. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and make a very quick little outline of where some lashes are going to be going. Okay, just kind of make them kind of clump together. We're just going to basically go in this kind of direction. Go. Eyelashes are eyelashes, especially with mascara. They do not all are free, so they're going to be clumping a little bit together. We can make that more. Some of these can be super long, kind of just whatever you're feeling. We're just going to focus on the top right now. So we're going to go ahead and start making these darker. Because they are eyelashes that are of course been covered in mascara. So I'm going to make them darker and longer. Just kind of play around with it. You can't really go wrong in this. I'm going to try a different notch to see if I get any better results. I want this to be a little darker. Go. Time to start the eyelashes, and so we're going to go ahead and start by making a bunch of tiny little dashes throughout the eye, just like real eyelashes do. I'm going to actually use a little bit of a darker pencil. Okay, so now we're going to start working on our second layer, which is going to be down here. So let's start out. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get started inside of the eye. Okay, so now it's time to make the eyeball and the Ferris wheel. So in doing this, I'm going to be going down and making another kind of circle / oval to make the eye. There we go. Now for the Ferris wheel, I'm going to be taking some of my eye right here, and we're going to go all the way down. And now time to actually make almost like gears, in my opinion. So we're going to make little blocks. So just kind of keep doing that all the way around to a circular motion. They don't have to be completely even, nothing like that. And there we go. Now that we're done with our gear, we are going to be filling in the eye and the Ferris wheel. For the Ferris wheel, we have to keep in mind of the buildings that are going to be in the background. So we're going to go ahead and start making the buildings. Okay, so in making our city, we're going to go ahead and start by making a triangle for the roof, and then we're just going to go ahead, come out to the slightest bit, and come straight down. Same with right here, and that will be our first building. Next, we're going to go ahead and make a tiny bridge. So we're going to make two oval little lines connecting, and now I'm going to make really tiny, because this is definitely not the sharpest pencil in the world, so I'm going to switch over to a sharper pencil and make two little, basically like stick form legs right here and here, and then connecting that together and having two lines going down across. For our next building, it's really simple, and just make another line and make basically a box. go straight down. For the next building, let's make that a little bit more easy to see. There we go. To make the next building, we're going to just go actually inside of the eye and then make basically another box. This is going to be one full building here. For the next building, we're making another box, but then we're going to cut off here, go up one, go here, go up one, make a triangle, and repeat the process back down. All the way down. There we go. We're going to make another building. This one's going to be tinier. And then we're going to have one huge building, which is going to be all the way up here, down. And I'm going to connect it with a Ferris wheel. There we go. Ferris wheel. Now we're going to get some inside the Ferris wheel. More boxes. We'll make them taller than each other. And we're gonna I'm gonna skip this right here because we need to add whatever the legs are to a Ferris wheel. And I'm gonna go right here and make 2 more boxes. There is our city. It looks so much like a city, right guys? Well, not quite, but we'll get there. Now we're going to add our Ferris wheel legs, as I was saying. So we're going to make a triangle very first. This is where I think they match up best. And now we're going to make this line more dominant by making it thick. Okay. Now that we have our legs, we're now going to be making them connect like bars, just like a real Ferris wheel. So in doing that, we're going to be making basically long rectangles everywhere. So since we have some inside of here, we're going to just kind of pretend it doesn't matter and keep going through with them. There we go. Okay, so now that we have that, it's really hard to see, so I'm going to kind of get a close up more. So right there is what we just made, and it looks like a bunch of tiny lines, but we're going to fill them in and they're going to look much better in a moment. Okay. So we're going to make half of our eye of the Ferris wheel here black. So, or dark gray depending on your pencil. We're going to fill this guy in. And we're going to stop at this guy right there, half of the Ferris wheel. We're going to do the same thing with the bars. So here's one bar, I'm going to fill that in. Here is another bar right here, so we're going to fill that guy in. And just kind of do that. There we go, and now that we have our Ferris wheel outline all shaded as well, we're going to go ahead and start with the buildings. Because the buildings need teeny tiny windows on every single one. So to do that, we're just going to make tiny little boxes, just like that. As tiny as you can make it, and go all the way down. for this one, I am doing 8. For the next building, just kind of do the same thing repeatedly. This will just give your city a little bit more vibes of a real city. There's a city, I'm gonna make them 2, but 1 more kind of thing, 1 building right here. For the rest, I'm going to go ahead and a bunch of tiny little boxes. I'm going to fill these guys in because they're right by the actual gear of the Ferris wheel. So they just look a little bit like windows and not like gears. I'm actually going to be doing that to these guys as well. Now for the darker side, I'm going to leave that one just open, so then they have a little bit of contrast. Because one side of the city is bright, and the other side is dark, just like in shading. For this one, I'm having 3 little dots go down it, and then also making squares on the other 2 sides. And then filling them in. This one's adding little dots again because we do not have like the tiniest tools in the world to make a whole bunch of really tiny boxes. And let's give the same effect in my opinion. I'm going to actually shade it completely in this building. And now I'm going to shade in the bridge and the lines a little bit thicker and the support beams as well. I'm going to very lightly have a very light shade going out over here, kind of like a to rinse in bowl water. And then we're going to go ahead and make, instead of boxes for this one, I feel like this one should be added some triangles. So I'm just going to have 2 triangles here and here. And we're going to make a door, and now we're going to fill in the rest. Okay, so there is our city, and now I'm going to start onto the pupil of the eye. In doing this, I'm very first going to make, oops, there we go, more of a contrast to make sure everyone knows where our eye really is. So here it is, I'm going to make that a bit thicker and darker. I'm going to go on the other side and do the same. This one I'm going to be a little bit thinner just because we have a lot going on over here, but I still want them to know where the eye actually began. Okay, so now we're going to start with the eye part. We're going to be making the pupil right now. We're going to make this super dark and almost inside the center of the eye. Okay, so right now, It looks a little bit crazy, I understand. But trust me, in a little bit it's going to look absolutely amazing. Now that we have our pupil right here, we can expand it if necessary, but right now we're just sticking with that. And we're going to create our moon. So we're just going to do a really easy crescent shape moon. Let's see if I can do this first try. There we go. That's pretty good for my moon. I'll take you guys a closer look. Okay. So we're going to leave our moon blank. Basically just plain. And we're going to start by the actual shading process of our eye, which I'm super excited about because eyes are really fun to shade. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and be taking some black strands. Now trust me, I know it looks a little bit weird, but just trust me here, it's going to be making some really cool highlights of the eye. So just have dark circles, little lines all along your eye. At the top, make sure they're not going too far, just like a tiny bit. We just want the very inner corners of it. We also want some strands coming out of the pupil. Be careful of your moon. And now that we have this, so like I said, little tiny strands, not going too far, we are going to go ahead and do some very light filling in. You want to fill in everywhere, but make sure you're pressing very lightly onto your pencil. Going to go ahead and make this moon sit a little bit darker on the outline so we do not get rid of it. Okay, so now that we're here, we'll shade it in. It does not look very much like an eye, I understand, don't worry. We're now going to be using our fingers because I have like no other proper tools, and we're just going to go ahead and mix all of this together. Be careful on where your finger is going to make sure that you don't shade in the buildings or anything that you really don't want to shade in. And if you do, just have your eraser to make it bright again. It's not like a huge deal, but it's still good to try not to. Okay. So now we're having some shading, we're getting some darker spots, we're still going to fill it in. A couple fingers might be better. There we go. Those strands should be disappearing with the harder that you push. And the whole reason why we did the strands was to make sure that we had some different contrast and brightness for the eye, just like in real life you have different brightness. Okay, now we're going to fill back in our circle. And we're going to go ahead and very lightly get some streaks going again, but this time we're not going to actually be filling them in with our finger, unless we feel like we need to. So basically kind of making a sun in a way, like a very old-fashioned sun. Just getting some strands to give our eye some differentness. Now we're going to have some strands again coming from the sides, and I'll show you why in 1 second. Okay. We're going to leave this lighter down here, and now we're going to be taking an eraser and and just kind of make some light. So basically, nice strands from the darkness that we just created. This will bring your eye to life. These strands from the pupil. And personally, I go back and forth in this process because I find it just creates so much. And sometimes I do a little bit too much, and then I want to fill it back in, which I usually do until I am very satisfied with my eye. I can also fill back out my moon or anything else that I may have destroyed while I was doing that, and also just kind of keep going back and forth on this until you're happy with it. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and create where your eye indents, or give the illusion it does inside this one especially. So we're going to be making kind of like a oval, half oval kind of shape on the first, and then run right by it. We're going to make it a little bit thicker. And now we're going to fill it in with our finger. Kind of go inside of a happy face kind of motion. And we're going to make this one just a little bit bigger like I said. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and start on the eyebrow. Okay, to start the eyebrow, you're basically going to have this eye shape for your reference in your guide, kind of like where to go. So I'm going to go ahead and start making kind of like a ball shape. There we go. And we're going to keep going until I think it's a good amount. And we're going to go ahead . There we go. Just like that. Now we're going to create little lines just like our real eyebrows, and of course you can be messy with this. No one's eye is perfect. Or I guess I should say eyebrows perfect, but you get the gist. Now we're going to start some long ones. And a couple of them come out of place. Honestly, to me that looks more natural whenever that happens. So I would not erase it or anything. Now I'm going to shape it just a slight bit more. So I'm going to make it have like a more of an indentation right in here. And kind of work with it until you're happy with it. Now I'm also going to shade. For me, this gives it a softer look. Just by rubbing your finger. Now I'm going to add those lines by making it. And I'm also going to make this a slight bit skinnier, just for my own personal opinion, it should be. Now we're going to make a few lighter spaces. Because I feel like it's a little bit dark, so we're just going to be adding our eraser once again. Like I said, this really brings a lot more life and dimension if you just erase whenever it gets a little dark. Okay, so now that we have our eyebrow, I might do a little bit more to it, but you kind of get it, and I know what you're thinking. A huge gap between these two, but that is where the more indentation of our eye gets in, because we of course don't have it straight up above us, we have an indentation because our eye is 3D. So we'll be needing to make ours look 3D as well. Okay, so in doing this, we are going to start right at the corner of the eye, and we're going to make basically another oval. So this pencil is not going to be the best result, so here we go, yeah. And we're going to go all the way down here, into the eyelashes. Now we're going to make getting pretty thick in my own personal opinion it should be. We're going to get thinner as we go. It's going to be almost touching here. So there we go. And now we're going to shade. We're going to go right back over the eyelashes once we're done with this part. Also going to erase a tiny bit. And make sure our line is very visible from the start because we really want the indentation of it. I'm now going to erase some of the shading that was marked up here, as I want this to be more of like a visible reference of it, of a difference, so I am going to be doing that. Okay, so now that we have all of our indentions and all that stuff, we are going to go ahead and start making these eyelashes thicker and just be a little bit more visible, especially since we have this dark thing right here, which we can also make lighter if necessary, but still, we want some eyelashes that are more visible. So we're going to go ahead and just go over them once again. You can also clump them together because they are with mascara. I'm going to make them a little bit darker down here as well. And there we pretty well go. I think this is going to be my finished product, and you just can have fun with the eyelashes and everything. But here we go. And that, my friend, is how you make an eye looking over to the city. And we come to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below if you think I nailed it or failed it. Have a great rest of your day.